Okay, so the way I've tried to route this, I got some basswood because it's fairly soft and it's also quite easy to route. I put it on about 4,000 RPM and I tried to run, you can see the blade here, it's got like a ball race at the bottom, and I've set the depth and I've clamped, this piece of wood goes away across and I've clamped that to the bench, because otherwise if you go the other way this has all got the frets on it, yeah. And I've tried to go along, but you see, even when I set the depth, the tool is marked on the neck, yeah. So I think the best thing to do is just to buy a bloody Fender thing that fits, rather than a piece of cheaper Chinese stuff. It's not a cost savings. So now what I'm going to do is to try and transfer this onto the other neck and see if I can route it to a certain depth, and I'll swap to the cutter that's got the race at the top and open, and I got various lengths of that. So that's the plan. Let's see if it works. The good news is that apart from the marking, and that even surprised me that they got the brown stuff here, because I assumed that this maple was the same all through. It's almost like there's a veneer or something on top. I don't know why that's brown. It doesn't matter. So the original neck still fits. Now we're going to try the bit we routed out. It means I can fit the original neck on and just say I'll screw that. So let's give it a go. Okay, so this is the neck blank that we've made. You can see there's a little gap there. Oh, I'm getting in focus. Little gap in there. But I mean, it's lifting the body up, put it that way. So the profile's not too bad. You know, I've seen a lot worse than this. So I think we can use this, because it's only an experiment at the end of the day. It's pretty good in there. So that would work for me. Let's give it a try on the real bass. Just to give some idea of how close it is, I'm pretty certain that that side there is pretty good. It's just the end that's got to come off, about 5mm. So it's almost like it's longer, but all I want to do is to make some holes and make sure I've got it the right way. So there we are. I've got it the wrong way round, so to speak. So the screw holes come in from that side. Don't want to screw into the fretboard. And I want to take it down about so much. I'm going to measure it. I don't want to take it all the way down. And it looks like the sides are good. When I run my hand along the side here, it's pretty good. So I think the taper is about the same. It's just this last bit that's got to come off. Okay, I'm going to mark the holes in and we'll take it from there. Because we've got the piece clamped down to the desk using the F clamps. And we set it a very shallow height to start off with. So it's just about touching the wood. It's a little bit lower than that, I think, actually, just a little bit lower than that. Just take a very small amount away at the first. So I'll just do that and then I'll spin it up and let it go. That's the first pass. We've tried to follow it round. So now what I'll do is I'll deepen it a bit more. About 0.62 of an inch, I think we're looking for. 62. I'll measure it out. I'm just going to take a little bit more off that. See if I can offer it up into the pocket. And we'll take it from there. Okay, so we're looking for about 0.7 of an inch for the height. Got a little way to go, not a lot more. Let's only if I can get a bit more of that on, so I'll try a bit more. Okay, so we're going to put this piece directly on now, the template, before it was stood off with this bit of wood here. So now what we're going to do, we've got to swap the screws, because these are the ones we used a moment ago. So now we use thinner ones so we don't go into the neck so much. So I'll just put those in. That allows me to get a more accurate guide with this smaller bit. And then I think I've got to do a little bit around the side here, because I think it's just that little bit too fat. So that's what I'm about to do now. Okay, so that's the attempt. Obviously it's not very neat there, but I can sand that off. But I've curved it round there a bit. So let's try it in the pocket, see if it fits. Okay, so the answer is it does fit in the pocket. Is it super tight? No, it's a little bit loose. Does that matter to me? Well, all that matters is the geometry any good. If the geometry is not very good along here, then it won't be a goer. If the geometry is okay, that works to me. I'm not a great believer in the tightness of this pocket making a great deal of difference, because I think if you saw my earlier videos when I set these pickups in, I was tapping the body here and here and here. Nothing is being picked up in the strings there, yeah. Well, I tapped the pickups, I got the noise. So I'm utterly convinced the noise is coming from the vibrating string between the bridge and the neck. I mean, this nut looks a bit iffy, but it's gone in. So what does it look like? Get it off. So we've got a little bit to do just to smooth it around there, do a little bit of stepping. But I'll be honest, this led me with a bit of trepidation. It wasn't simple, and I'm not even sure I got it right. The neck was £86. My time is important to me, and it's quite expensive. So, particularly as I get older, would I recommend doing this? No, not unless you're on a real budget and you love playing with tools. You can see I love getting messy, and my environment's messy. I recommend you just buy the Fender part. It's going to cost you 300 subs, but you'll get it done in one. Yeah. So that's my update so far. What I'll do is I'll go about putting the tuning pegs in, and the, what's that thing called, the string tree. Then I'll string this up. I'll check it for height, because let's just get it in again. Yeah. I mean, the one thing I think it will do, it probably lift it up a little bit, and therefore these can go up a little bit, but then you'll get a good board coverage. Why I think that's important is because normally on these Fenders, you can see them there, the adjustments are, but to get it the low action, the adjustments are quite a long way up, and they end up going into your palm if you palm mute. Yeah, so there is some positive benefit to it. For me, I had the fun of doing it, and that I mean I can't quantify that. For me it was fun, yeah, but hard work. And what I needed extra, I went to Hobbycraft with some basswood. I tried this kind of pine wood before as a blank, and you see it just split along where the screws have gone in. So I think the basswood was slightly easier, although I did drill that one. I used the screws to go through, and they should be pre-drilling. So I think basswood is a better blocking material, but I'm going to get this in and see how it plays.